She is back like she never left. She means me. And I know it's been a while, but I've been doing some things on the back end of my business outside of creating to make sure that I can get and tap into more brand deals, to make sure that I can get more jobs as a DP and camera operator. And so with that, sometimes you have to kind of step away from the YouTube space to kind of get things in order on the back end. And so in this video, I want to share with you all my media kit, what I choose to use my media kit for, why I decided to finally create a media kit, and hope that it helps you all if you are deciding to do more content creation. And maybe this is just another good resource for you all to kind of get into if that is your goal. So let's get into it. Now, I've been fortunate to get a lot of brand deals outside having a brand manager or agent. Some of my biggest brand deals came from the brands just seeing what I create and contacting me directly. But I also know that in this season, with a lot of content creators and how, technology and social media is going, I can't wait on those opportunities anymore. And so it was just time for me to create a media kit. So in the most simplest forms, a media kit is a document that shows who you are, what you do, and why brands should want to work for you. So it's going to have all your information, such as your bio, your stats on some of your social media accounts, some of your top social media accounts, stats including your demographics, like your stats when it comes to like your views and your interactions and your reach and different things like that, as well as maybe some of the services that you can provide as a creator or as a brand, some of your past work if you choose to get more detailed, and of course your contact information so they can contact you. It's basically like a resume for content creators and influencers. So with all that being said, let's talk about how I created my media kit. Now, I decided to use Canva for my media kit because I use Canva for my treatments as a filmmaker. I use Canva for my storyboards, and Canva just has all the templates and everything you need to create this resume or this media kit. Now, with my media kit, I decided that I wanted to create two. I did a one-page, like a one-liner media kit, and I also did a more of a website or web page, landing page type media kit. And the reason why is because some of my influences of creating a media kit and where I gained my inspiration was from some of my friends, but also from this influencer. Her name is Mia Harden. She's a dope content creator. She's killing it in the game right now. And she had a one-liner that gives you that quick information, but then she had a full web page that gave more detail on who she was as a content creator. Now, the reason why I think that that is important is because for me, how I decide to use my media kit is that one page, that one-liner that has all the quick information is going to be for the brand who I probably already worked with or that are already tapped into the space that I'm in. I am pretty much a, camera tech influencer content creator. However, my goal with my brand is to branch out into lifestyle tech. So it doesn't have to be cameras. It can be, TVs, it can be Ray-Bans, it can just be more lifestyle everyday usage that may not be camera specific, but I also want to tap into more lifestyle in general. So like, Lincoln was a brand that I got to work with last year, and that was my first time tapping into more lifestyle, and it was still tech-based because the car was heavily tech-based, but it was still lifestyle. It was a car. I'd never done anything like that, and I want to do more of that. And so with that, the webpage can work for brands who are kind of new to you, or like if you're trying to reach out and branch out into new brands and new territory that you're not normally a part of, and they can get a more descriptive layout of who you are outside of just that one-liner that is a little bit more specific based. So I'm going to show you all both. So let's first go and talk about the one-liner. Now, again, this is going to be your really quick, media kit that's going to show the stats that people just really want to see. They don't necessarily need to know everything about you or everything that you do. Maybe they've worked with you before or they're already in your target audience. And so with that, the things that you're going to need to have before you create your media kit is you're going to need to have your bio ready. And then you're going to, of course, want to have a profile image because they need to see you. And that's going to be your introduction. And then from there, you want to have your stats. The main stats that I decided to keep was the demographics, as well as your stats on your top social media accounts. Now, I don't use TikTok a lot, so I don't have TikTok on here. For me, Instagram and YouTube is what I use the most. So that is what I decided to have on here. Now, you don't have to put all of them. If Instagram is the only one that gives you the numbers, put Instagram if you're not on YouTube. If YouTube is the only one that's giving you numbers, put YouTube. But it's really to put you in the best light, so you want your numbers to be good. And then from there, you want to go and find your averages or find the numbers as far as your reach, your impression, your views, just different things like that. And again, I did a lot of research on Media Kit, so I really just took from different I really just took from different people like Mia, my friend Alana, and then I went on Google and just kind of saw what other people were doing with their media kits and the numbers. And the cool thing about Canva is they have templates where you kind of don't have to start from scratch. So you can decide how you want your stuff to look visually if you want to start from scratch or if you want to start with a template. And so I really also just looked at the templates to see what icons and what stats they already had on there and which ones that I would want to put on there as well. And so those are the main things that you're going to want to have. And of course, your contact information and maybe what services that you can do. I decided to also add some of my previous brand deals because I think that's important for other brands to see, oh, she's worked with some of these people. And I decided to me, quality is better than quantity. So I didn't put a lot of brand deals that I've worked with. I put my top that I've maybe consistently worked with because it's more about the fact that they keep coming back and they feel good about coming back to me, or some like really big brands like Lincoln is a huge brand. Adobe I've worked with a couple times, Nikon, things like that. So I also wanted to show like, hey, I work with some top brands. I work with some nice brands. So just pretty much wrapping it all together. And that is my one-liner. So Canva just provided everything that I needed. It gave me a way to visually represent myself in a cool way. All your icons, your text, all of those can be played around with. And the cool thing about a template is you can start from scratch if you want to, but I'm not a graphic designer and that's just not my thing. So you can also just use a template, but then delete stuff and kind of start from scratch with a base foundation of what you like. And that's pretty much what I did. Found a template, but then I moved so much around that I pretty much created my own template. So if you guys like mine, you can use it. I got some what I liked from Mia and how she did hers, what I liked from my friend Alana and how she did hers, and then what I liked from the template I kept, and what I didn't like I took away. I was able to add all the icons that I went on Google. I really just went on Google and typed in all the icons for the companies I worked with, and I just went into Photoshop and just kind of like tailored them to all be the same color to just have a visually appealing, flow. Also is figure out your brand colors, just different things like that. Because moving forward, again, the whole point of creating this media kit and the whole point of doing all this is for me to work on my brand, the business side of things. And so all of that, everything I created from my media kit is going to flow into the rest of my company and the rest of my brand. So get your brand colors together, get all your contact information together, your emails and all of that. And I feel like you'll be good to go. Now, I feel like this is more of a user type of thing, so I won't get in depth of how you should place stuff and where you should, because if you look at the templates of a media kit on Canva, you can see there's variety, so you can choose which one you like and which one fits your needs. Now, when it came to the web page media kit, this is going to be a lot more descriptive, so I was able to pull things from the one-liner, like my profile picture, my images, my contact information, but I was able to get a little bit more organized and detailed in how I wanted to present myself. So after you see my introduction of who I am, you see my previous brands that I've worked with. You see my stats, which is the same stats I put on my one-liners. And you see my top performers. You see a series that I've created when I do products. So if a brand that has product comes to me, there is a series that I've done. So if they like that because it's done well, then I can do those. You see postcards as well. So, it shows a different variety of things that I can do, which will make a brand be like, oh, she can actually tap into multiple ways of explaining something, which is cool for us because even though she may not have a lot of lifestyle content, I know that she can probably get there because she doesn't just focus on one way of showing her content. And so I decided to do that so people can see the many things that I can do. Now, the cool thing is I haven't necessarily used it yet in its entirety, but the goal with my media kit and what I've done is my one-liner is attached to my signature and my email. So anytime a brand hits me up and I send them something back, at the bottom where you have your name, your email, your website, it has a link to my media kit. So now all the brands can look at that signature and click on my media kit if they choose to see that one-liner. Now, when I am pitching myself, and this is the first year that I'll be pitching myself, because again, brands usually have came to me. I've never really pitched myself. So now as I pitch myself, I can go on Instagram or find an email on a website and send my web page to get a more descriptive aspect of who I am as a content creator. And because I want to work with hotels, tourism boards, so I can travel more and show these beautiful places for my postcards. And I want to work with more lifestyle brands, and I see where my brand can go. I feel like the web page would be for all of those people, like where I want to go. And so that's why I decided to create two. And if you guys have specific questions on like how to create them, let me know. But also I can send you all a template of what I've done, and that'd be a good foundation for you all to make yours. It's not about why you should make a media template, but I think if you want to get in this content creation space, it's just nice to have in case people are asking for it. So it wasn't a thing that I felt like I absolutely needed to have, since brands have already reached out to me without it, but it is something moving forward as I pitch myself. I just want to, you can't go wrong with it. So it won't kill you to have it. And so that's what I decided for my company to do. And so hopefully it helps you. Oh, she got bars. I always got bars, and they just come naturally. So with that, thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you like this video if it helped you at all. Leave something down in the comments below. I just want to talk with y'all, to be honest with you, because I miss y'all. And if y'all have any questions, leave them down below. Make sure you all share this with your friends, for people who are looking to get into creating a media kit, and make sure you're subscribed. Duh. And of course, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.